All right, welcome in everybody to Wednesday's edition of Daily Bread. Coming at you live right at noon on the East Coast for all you people that's about to grab lunch. Perfect timing if you're waiting in the line, throwing those AirPods. We got you covered. Loaded slate today. A lot to get through, a lot on the show. And for all you on the West Coast, just tapping into work this morning or doing whatever you do if you wake up, the perfect way to start your day is with Daily Bread. So grab that coffee, walk your dog, do whatever the hell you need to do in this jam-packed show. As usual, it's powered and sponsored by the Wise Guys Diamond Club. Be sure to be checking them out on the ticker below. Give them a follow. Get in before baseball season. That's really all we got to say about that. We appreciate all of you who have already joined our bracket challenge. We have 170 plus members already in there for that free entry for that grand prize of $500. So it's not too late. I know half of you haven't joined already yet because you haven't done your bracket like me. So that's kind of where, whenever it's in there, save it. It's on our Twitter, or you can search Daily Bread Media on ESPN for our bracket challenge to get included for that free prize of $500. Haven't done a giveaway since we hit 1K subs, so we were due, and the bracket is the best time to do it. Sosa, how you doing today while we still get everyone in here before we tell them all the shit we're going to talk about?
Nice little Wednesday. Time to get to it. Huge NBA slate, lots of sports all over the world. Just excited to get to it, really,
Yes,
and enjoy
sir,
enjoy
Rory.
the spoils of our work.
Perfect time. I love that we were able to line it up for you. We'll probably be coming at you live at 11 tomorrow since the tourney tips right at noon. So we'll probably be coming at you live 11 the next 2 days. I'll drop that again at the end. Live on Twitter. We can monitor your comments. StreamYard and Twitter still hate each other. Won't let us feature you. But just like Rory, jump into our YouTube comments. That's the best way to drop your daily winners. Tell Sosa he's ugly, whatever the hell you want to do. But we got Champions League, 2 matches. Premier League, 1 match we'll really only talk about. If you want us to talk about Tottenham Brighton, we can, but we're not planning on it. The solo
Don't nobody
college
give a fuck
hoops
about that
game,
game.
once again, we'll be talking about Notre Dame, Rutgers. We don't bet the NIT. All of you who did it last night got pissed. We warned you, don't bet the NIT. The NBA, and then we have another guest. You've seen him on Sunday Morning Quarterbacks. We like to hype up our guests, but he's going to be talking to us about the Valspar Championship. Going to be a little bit interesting from the guys who are coming over from the players. Not as usual break, not your usual schedule. Some aren't competing. Our main man will be coming in. You probably already know who it's going to be. Got you loaded and locked for the weekend winners on the golf course. Sosa, from last night, we kind of nailed that Indiana-Wyoming game other than playing the right side of it because Wyoming, as we stated on the show, all the offense was through the post. You saw that throughout the entire game. Molinado just kept throwing the ball away left and right. Ike, it just switched when they were hanging around for the first half. Ike picked up that second foul around the 2:47 mark.
Mm-hmm.
Indiana went on an 8-0 run, which made it 30-23. And since that point, they couldn't get it within 4, and they couldn't get it above 10. It was one of the grossest games throughout there. Wyoming just hung on. The defense was solid. I mean, you're not going to win when you turn the ball over 11 more times, and Indiana had 16 more shot attempts.
Yeah,
They only
it's
lost by 8. I mean, like, he shot, I guess, more efficiently technically, but the amount of putbacks that Geronimo put back and TJD, he was just too good. 2 blocks in the first minute. We saw that completely changed their narrative of they were starting to swing it out from the open threes, and Wyoming just couldn't buy a shot at some points. And most opportunities didn't end with it. Season high in turnovers yesterday. Great time to be back in Wyoming. But the Suns came through for us.
the Suns did come through for us. So did Memphis.
Like you said yesterday, I don't give a hell what the number is or whatever you said. This shot in, out, didn't matter. You gave it out 7.5, closed at 6. That 1.5 meant squat at the end of the day.
Yep, because they're just a really they're a well-oiled machine there in Memphis, bro.
I'm surprised you don't want to talk Kyrie. because you nailed
Oh,
that
I
on the head
mean,
yesterday.
that's great. That's just beautiful basketball. I mean, I played his assist on the show. If we got into spaces, we're talking a little more. Obviously, they have a back to back tonight in which they played Dallas at the crib. So from a narrative standpoint, Kyrie's points was an easy call because he can only play on the road. So it was his night to shine, and then KD's going to go crazy tonight. It's that simple, really. And they got to start stringing together some wins here. Big matchup against Dallas here. Dallas just, I think, didn't Dallas find a way to beat Boston the other day?
Yes,
Dallas beat them.
Dinwiddie hit the key shot of all people.
Right, he got iced by Dinwiddie. That's got to be embarrassing. That's embarrassing. Jesus Christ, getting iced by Spencer Dinwiddie for the money. Yikes.
All right, let's get into the footy slate. We might be running around a half hour to 45-minute show since we do have that guest joining us. So give us a like, give us the retweet, give us a subscribe if you haven't already done it, and join that bracket challenge for the free chance. Rory, you're the smart guy. Leaving work as tomorrow and Friday are the holiday. It's beautiful weather as well. Joseph, we'll get to that. You just got to listen to us talk some footy in the solo college basketball game real quick.
Indeed.
We'll start off in the Champions League. Let's start it off with the Villarreal traveling to Juventus for this match. Here we got the 1-1 that happened in Villarreal. Juventus, obviously home favorites, sitting right around even. Once again, Sosa nailed those going to be both unders ugly yesterday. The books are telling you today that both of these games look like they're going to go soaring under the 2.5 as well, since you have it juiced a minus 140 here. If you want to be a little crazy, like if you didn't want to take Benfica yesterday, Villarreal at the plus 0.5 at minus 135 to make it to extra time might be the spot and the one that's calling my name, because Villarreal to get on the board, they're saying they will over 1.5 minus 185. So I don't see this going over 2. I think we see extra time here. Sosa, what do you like?
Man, I'm going to be totally honest with you. I don't have anything in this match. I really do not. I think today is even more just weird than yesterday. If I had to choose, I would play the draw. I'm just saying. I know I'm right there, but it is what it is.
I know.
Man.
And contrarian Rex, I want to go on Rex Island and be on Benfica to advance a plus 160, but I'm backing the worst club in Italy, unfortunately, today for us, Sosa, because we're going to be rocking with Juventus to get it done in regulation. I don't think that they have to get it there. You can rock with the draw if you want. I'm just taking Juventus on the money line at plus 108. They're too hot right now. Rattle off 4 wins. Nice little rotation game. Got out the result in their prior match against Sampdoria. 3-1 on the board. They kept 2 clean sheets beforehand. Sure, it came against Spezia and Fiorentina, but they're starting to find their groove at the right time right now. Sure, Juventus loves to bow out just like PSG early once you get into the knockout stage. And I don't want to go too long on this game here, but got to just give Emery credit. Villarreal, if they get through this match after winning Europa last year, you just got to give him a little bit more credit, especially because he's no longer at Arsenal. But Juventus money line plus 108.
A genius.
You like something on the Lille versus Chelsea game?
Oh man, Chelsea. How about them having to be sold, bro? What crazy times we live in. Crazy times we live in, man.
Yeah, you got the 2-0 lead for Chelsea. I don't really want to get into that aspect of it. It leads us down the wrong path, and the dude's not a good dude, so he doesn't. Yeah. He's going to get airtime. But crazy. Chelsea up 2-0, traveling into Lille today. Minus 111 on the money line. This under's juiced even more at minus 150 on the 2.5. That's why I'm staying away from this one, because I think this could be a boring ass draw that ends 0-0.
No Captain America anytime goal?
Don't need to touch that. He did it last game.
Oh, yeah. He did the the Riddy.
A very poor one, if that.
No. He did the Riddy. He did the Riddy because there was nothing G about what the fuck he was doing. That was a whole different dance.
No, they've been clowning him about that too.
It's a whole different
BTTS,
dance.
no, I like that one here for the Chelsea-Leo match. I'm just going to stick with my one play only. Hopefully, Captain America. I don't think he'll even get in today, to be honest.
That's what I said. He's not even listed.
Yeah,
I just know
because
that's your
they
man.
got
No, he's a
international
plus 290 for a goal in the event that he plays.
Nah. They got international break coming up on Monday. They have a match against Mexico next week. That's where his eyes are set. All right, let's get into your Premier League match that you need to talk about because Tottenham, Brighton, sorry, we talked about you. We hit our quota. Let's talk about the real match. Liverpool going into Arsenal. City tied. Dropping points left and right. Can Liverpool pick up some steam, Sosa? Minus 110 on the money line. Over 2 3/4 at minus 115. Could be sitting 1 point back with a dub today. Minus 110.
I like us on the money line, man. Time to win a big ball game on the road. Arsenal fans, if we would have told you that after the opening day of Premier League
opening
season,
3 games, don't even make it
opening day in general because they lost to a team that was like
Brentford,
right? Who's like a gambling team, right? The guy who owns the team's like a professional gambler.
Well, they just got promoted, yeah.
Right. If we told Arsenal fans that today they'd be in the top 4 after the way the season started, they'd say we were delusional and on heavy drugs. I have to give them credit for them to even be in the situation that they're in right now is pretty fucking miraculous. They've been terrible. They were terrible to start the year, like you stated.
But that's what Arteta's done in his 3 years there. It's right after the COVID pause. They just go on that like 13 to 15 game run that gives their fans hope, and then they usually end the season with a dud.
And here it comes. This is where the duds start.
It's a roller coaster.
I think it's firmly possible that they lose all 3 of the matches that they have against the top teams left. But again, they have been much better. And they can all, like I said, they're hot right now. I like us today. Money line minus 110. It's priced that way, obviously, because it's at the Emirates. I expect a professional ball game. I expect for my team to handle business. Whether it's 1-0, 2-1, I could see both teams scoring. It's definitely a distinct possibility. We have not been like stonewalls at the back. We've been, but we found ways to win ball games. Obviously, if this was in at Anfield, like it'd be a no doubter. We would be betting, half the house on Liverpool.
Well, that's why I'm just targeting. I hate that I have to do the 2 3/4 minus 115. So we're splitting the bet on over 2.5 and over 3. I'm taking that at the minus 115 here. One of my favorite angles to back in the Premier League is when you get the road favorite and you get that 2.5 or 2.75 available. Because Arsenal, I do believe that they get on the score sheet. When you're just going back through Liverpool's recent results on the road, they've been keeping it clean. I mean, Inter, not too tough to do that against. Burnley, not world beaters there. Brighton, club XG. So that's kind of where the last 3 results have been against teams that can't really get on top of that back line. Maybe the counter can today for Arsenal, but I'm going the over 2.5. You could target Liverpool's team total over 1.5 at minus 120, but I do believe Arsenal does get on the score sheet here. And for Sosa's winner to get through, nice little win there.
Yeah, I like the both
Hunter
teams.
He picked a bad day to have his worst game of his career.
Yeah, the both teams to score angle is definitely there.
Too juiced.
I think super juiced. I think both, like I said, both teams to score is a formality in my opinion.
All right, let's get to the solo college basketball game. Let's go back to the bracket challenge. We don't need that one because make sure to be joining in if you already haven't. If you're waiting till your bracket's done, I trust you. Don't make me not trust you anymore. Join our bracket challenge. It's literally free for a chance to win $500. So you got to go first because you on our ACC preview, you nailed that Notre Dame Paper Tigers.
Yeah, I
The
had
Paper
Notre
Tigers
Dame.
here against a team that's gonna out physical them potentially.
Notre Dame finna lose. That's my answer. I, I've not been high on them outside of the. I've not been high on them if they don't play at home. We saw it in the ACC tournament. Um, I just don't like them. I just don't like the way they match up against teams. I have no idea how they were able to run off that that stretch of like really good ball games. I
Because the
think that
ACC sucks.
yeah, I think Rutgers. I mean, not that Rutgers are like world beaters or anything. You know what I mean? Because we've seen them be wildly inconsistent. We see them show up against
They both rely on their home courts, man.
right. We showed them. We see them show up, but I think that
Don't make Goose
revenge.
cry.
I think that revenge factor is my thing. This Rutgers team last year was in a good position to really make a run, and their coach bottled the fucking game. He played not to lose instead of playing to win the game, and he lost the game in regulation. I think the bitter taste in his mouth, Ron Harper being there last year, I think he's. I think they handle business tonight. Um, I just don't trust. I don't trust Notre Dame outside of one guy. They have one player. He's the fulcrum of the team. You take him away, they absolutely self-destruct. I like Ron. I like Ron Harper to handle business today. Off top. I think that's a safe bet. Are you on the other side?
I'm tossed for this one here because if I want to take the team, I didn't do it last night. That just backs the paint better, especially against that. But Notre Dame kind of doesn't rely on the paint that much. And with Cliff Umiori, he will probably be the game changer against Notre Dame. We can talk about Ron Harper. We could talk about Geo Baker. But if Cliff stays out of foul trouble and stays clean, because Notre Dame, one thing that they do well is clean the glass. And if he can change that up and give them their second chance shots, because Notre Dame, you can expose them by going into the middle. They do not defend the rim well whatsoever. It's just that Rutgers doesn't convert at the rim well either. So that's just kind of where, if you want to back the better team that can defend the three and shoot the three, you're going with Notre Dame. But Rutgers, they only shoot 30% of their shots from deep. So you kind of have a completely contrasting game other than it's going to be slow as shit. And we saw last night in this Dayton court, and we talked about it yesterday, it sucks to shoot in there. It's just not a friendly gym. The first game barely made it over, but you saw in that Wyoming-Indiana game that Dayton's is great for unders.
Is it right? Is it just me, or is it like is it dark in there?
It's just I don't know why it's just like the
It's
best
weird.
gym out there where we have to always host the playing games there. It makes no sense because fucking who is it? Indiana has to fly out to Portland and they play in 44 hours or in less than 42 hours already. But Sosa, Goose gets happy when I go against Rutgers because they win when I fade them. I gotta be rocking with the Irish here. Money line -110.
A daily bread
Go head to head.
Here we go. I love it.
Go head to head.
I love it, man. I love it. Yeah, go good. Best of luck.
Hey, works out great for Goose every time I go against Rutgers. So this is more of where if it makes my main man happy. No, I just personally think Notre Dame's going to be too clinical, and this just could be where I do think Notre Dame hits more shots in this one. They're not going to turn the ball over. Rutgers more susceptible to that, even though Notre Dame's not going to turn you over. I'm just going to take the team that's better from three and defends the three tonight.
Yes, sir.
All right. Time to bring in our guest who's joining us for the Valspar Championship, but he's also an A1 NBA handicapper. And you already know he's an A1 NFL capper as well. Our main man, bullpen bets from Sunday Morning Quarterbacks from pickcity.com, where you can get all of his stuff. We've had him on the show before when the Browns were playing in primetime games during the week, but we had to bring him back because he loves to wager on golf, but we're making you talk NBA with us first.
Hold on. You said the Browns. Did you just notice like an hour ago that their Super Bowl odds just went from 40-1 to 25-1?
I wonder
why.
I seen that.
Why.
you can't do nothing. I can't make any wagers like that until after the draft. The draft's big for me as far as futures go. So all these preseason moves, that's all cool, and the rumors and all that. But until we see, who they draft and what the odds are, then that's when I make my move. But yeah, a lot of interesting stuff with the Browns in the last few days, for sure. For sure.
We
My
can
boy.
definitely get into that at the end of the show because everyone wants to plays and everyone loves when we banter and bullshit at the end of it. But Sosa from the NBA slate tonight, we'll let Bullpen give out his plays as well. Sosa, what game are we starting in?
Philly. It's
Ah, shit.
Joel Embiid's
Surprise.
birthday, man. Today's NBA picks are brought to you by uh, pushing the narrative. It's his birthday. He's gonna get 30. That's the play, and that's why. That's the play today for Joel Embiid over 30 and a half. It's his
Jared
fucking
Allen
birthday.
still ain't playing
No,
because
no,
Embiid buried him the last time they played.
yeah, they don't. There's no Jared Allen. He should. It's his birthday, bro. Like, you know, I don't really think like. Do I really got to read off like the statistical stuff or like just trust the process? He is the process. So I
Man, it's
trust
gonna
that.
be
I
nice
trust
to
that he
see.
gets me 30 and they win the game.
It's gonna be cool to see K Love go against them.
Well, I
Old
mean,
man might have some tricks for him.
he also might foul his ass out in 10 minutes.
I mean, just in this spot here, Sixers are coming off the loss as a favorite. They're 5-7 ATS in this number. It's usually because they're laying a decent amount of points, but straight up they're just 8-4. So they're laying 4 on the road here. I mean, it kind of seems like it's too easy of a Garland spot, just from what our defending the guards the Sixers have shown throughout this whole season. Still, is that they're going to get 20, basically just walking in.
I like the Sixers. I think they take it. Cleveland's looked terrible lately. They need Allen back. You can definitely tell that he's gone. He makes a big difference down there.
He makes a huge difference on both ends of the floor. People don't understand how good he plays in pick and roll.
Yeah, and I like the Cavs. Like I think they're sneaky. I'm a fan. But tonight, I like the Sixers. I'd lay the points.
So that's the first play for me. The second play for me in this game is I'm doing a little parlay here,
The magic words.
a little same game parlay where I'm going with Joel Embiid to get me 1.5, 3, and James Harden over 9.5 assists, and that's at plus 350. I think the Garland's not great defensively. I think they will go at it tonight. I think it's a very offensive game. Also, I believe Karis LeVert's playing again, so like it should be up and down. Karis LeVert's also fared very well against the Sixers throughout his career when he's been healthy. But James Harden over 9.5 assists, Joel Embiid to hit 2 threes. He's hit the number, I believe, in 4 straight. That's my second. You can play them single. They're both also like great value. Like I said, 30.5 is at minus 110. All right, 9.5 assists is at minus 102, and then 1.5 3-pointers at plus 145. So even if you play them by themselves, they're great value. But again, Joel to hit 2 threes, James Harden to get 10 assists at plus 340. So
All right, so it's the next game that we're going to get into. Hawks going to the Hornets. Scary Terry over 23.5 or LaMelo over 19.5. Are we liking?
I like if I'm gonna go, I'm gonna roll with Rozier. I think that Trae Young's points you have to bet. I think it's like an auto bet right now. It's won us money the last 4 times. I mean, he's gone for 40 in back-to-back games. He's just been on an absolute tear. He's probably the hottest player in the NBA. I mean, outside of Kyrie Irving, because he's just on another fucking planet right now. But I think that's the play. I like Rozier's points, and I think I like Trae Young. I think Trae Young, he's like right now he's a can't miss kind of player as far as what he's been doing, bro. It's been insane.
Line out of pick 'em. Bullpen. Who do you like to win this one outright? If anyone,
I got the Hawks. I got it circled. Sixers and the Hawks. That's where I'm at so far.
Ooh, all right, little pick 'em there. I mean, the LaMelo. Is it really I mean, he's been struggling a little bit, but it was just the second half of that Thunder game. He just really didn't do much because it was so out of hand already at that point. Because his assists looked like it could be a good spot tonight. I just think it's always smart to just be targeting those guards because you saw Josh Hart put up a 40 clip against the Hawks the last time.
Yeah, you're right. It's something you can definitely exploit with those bum ass defensive guards that they have. Both of them can't guard anyone. Like Herter can't guard anyone, Bogdanovich can't guard anyone, Trae Young can't guard anyone. DeAndre Hunter's made of paper mache. They traded Cam Reddish for a bag of fucking chips. I don't know what they're doing. And then you mix in the fact that this game actually matters tonight. It's a big game for them. Both teams they're one game separated in the standings. And they're both fucking playing teams at the moment. So,
I mean, I guess that's good for Charlotte, not where Atlanta wants to be. But Sosa, what's the next? I'll be rocking with the Scary Terry over 23.5 minus 110.
Yeah, you're going to get you a 30 clip tonight. Don't even trip.
What's the next game that we got lined up?
Brooklyn
we can't get through all of them today because we still got the golf content to come.
Dallas at Brooklyn. And what we're doing is we're just going to do the tag team battle. Last night, Kyrie was in. Tonight is KD. KD's points. Play it to 35. I mean, I think they're just taking opportunities to put on a show when each other aren't on the floor. I mean, that's what you're seeing. It's KD's locked in. Kyrie's locked in. They understand the assignment. We got to win some games here to end the season. We're more talented than people, and they just gotta go out there and exploit it. I think that's what we've seen from them the last, when they've been healthy. KD is going to be KD. Kyrie is going to be Kyrie. It's going to be dependent on if 3-4 other guys come with them. But if they're both on the floor together, they don't need that much help. We're talking about two supremely gifted and skilled basketball players that just can dominate at a different level. We saw that the last two games. I mean, it's just not even fair. Kyrie's dropped 50 in 2 of his last 3. He's averaging 35.5 over his last 7 games on the road. It's insane. I mean, obviously he can't play at home. So the game at Brooklyn, I'm taking KD's points, and like I said, I'm playing it to 35. I don't care that the Mavericks have been good defensively. His numbers at 30.5 at minus 108. 35 is at plus 200. And if you want to sprinkle 40 at plus 520, I wouldn't be opposed to that. These two dudes, like I said, they understand the assignment. They understand the task at hand. And then, like I said, Kyrie did all the heavy lifting last night. KD didn't really have to do shit. Didn't play the fourth quarter. I expect him to come out killing tonight. And the game's on national TV. He's going to kill tonight.
Is there any game or any play that you're dying to give out on the slate that we haven't gotten to yet?
No, I agree with Sosa. I like the Nets. I kind of like Drummond tonight. He should be able to do what he does. And I agree with the KD take. I like the Nets. That's about it for that.
We had a great comment for you that we need your thoughts on earlier. Someone's play.
Here he gets smoked again. Come on, dog. They stink. Like, y'all need to stop lying to yourselves, man.
Well, yeah, no, that's where Kevin Link was earlier in the comments saying many first quarter, first half.
Yeah, well, Minnesota's first half team totals cashed us out 5 straight times on the show. We were getting 62.5. We were getting 63.5. It's 65.5 tonight.
Well, it's the Lakers because you got the total at 241.5, which is higher for the T-Wolves type of game.
65.5. First half team total for Minnesota. It's ridiculous.
You got 3 games in the 240s today, which is something that we usually don't see. And you're not going to – I know you have your Utah love and hate, but they're hosting Chicago. It almost seems like a smack spot for the Jazz tonight.
Chicago stole our fucking money the other night. I'm not touching it. They let the fucking Kings just – oh, my God. You talk about it fucking embarrassing.
It just seems like only 5.5 tonight to lay with the Jazz.
I can't touch the Jazz right now. They're not. They don't look
either of these teams.
No, the Jazz don't impress me at all.
All right, last one that we have to get into. Probably the best game of the night. Draymond's playing tonight again, correct? Boston +2, only +2. Any action in this one? Because it's the one that you got to be watching tonight if you're watching any game.
Bullpen, you want to go first on this?
I mean, I got nothing for this. Clay couldn't hit a shot. Then he came out and went straight Glenn Rice on me the other night, hitting like 75 3-pointers.
Golden State's
can't.
Golden State's going to do the job tonight. Golden State -9.5 plus 250. They're going to win the game by at least double digits. As long as Draymond's available, if he's playing tonight, they're gonna he's the straw that stirs the drink. He's the most important piece of that team. You put him back in there, it's like I'm telling you, they're gonna win the game by double digits. Boston will go on the road tonight and lay an egg. That's my firm expectation. I know it sounds crazy, but this is not they should not be underdogs with Draymond Green in the lineup.
They're not underdogs.
I don't have a take on that.
I'm saying it shouldn't just be a 2-point spread with him on the floor. It's like they're 11 points better than this team with him. And people keep forgetting they were operating at such an insane level offensively when he was in the lineup before he got hurt. Sixers game's off the books right now. They're saying that Embiid's questionable.
Ooh,
it's just a little hungover.
No, I think that this is what the Sixers have done the last 2 years in manipulating the fucking injury report, and he's probably not going to play.
If I had to make a play in this Boston Golden State game, I'd just rock with the over 219.5. Even with Draymond coming back, the last game with the Warriors still sailed over with Washington coming in. I just think it's going to be just a bunch of ISO one-on-one ball on the one side, and then you have some good fluid offense on the other side. Do think even though both of these teams notoriously go under, but when Boston's been an underdog this year, the over is 12-6, and then the second half of the season with Golden State, the over has been 11-6. Let's get into the Valspar Championship bullpen. What are you liking, or do you just want to talk anything else about yourself first before you give us the weekend?
Yeah, here's the thing about golf. They're all helicopter plays, and that's why I like it. I'm not big on like the matchups or the top 20s or any of that. Like, if I want to make a unit or two, I'll bet on something else. I'm looking to get paid on the golf. Like every week, it's exciting. You don't have to bet a lot to win a lot, and you fade the chalk. I mean, they don't win very often. You don't bet a guy at 12-1. It's just not. There's no value no value. I usually don't touch anybody, below 20. It's just, there's no value there. There's 100 and something guys in the field, and the odds that those top guys are going to win, it's just not there. So I got some names for you, some bets that I'm going to take. And that's another thing with the golf, it's not like a bankroll building type thing. Like we're swinging for the fences when we bet on golf. And when we hit, we're going to win a lot of money. But in the meantime, you could go 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks without hitting any. So unless you're up money and playing with the house's money, you might just want to sprinkle or whatever. Personally, I do units. You know how I roll. I do 1 unit on almost everything. I will do like a half unit here and there, but for the most part, all my plays are 1 units. But I like Coat Rack. He's been playing good. He's another big thing. You got to shop odds with golf. It's more obviously with any sport. You shop odds. You can make so much money over the long haul with just getting the best number. Golf, the numbers are all over the board. I mean, you can look on one site. For example, Coat Rack's 36-1 on FanDuel. He's 22 on DraftKings. You can probably find a better number than 36. That's huge. That's huge in golf. It's one of the biggest things. You got to get the best value there. If you're we've seen it with the helicopter plays in the football. You get the best numbers and you win a lot of money like that. So I'm on Coat Rack. I'd play him in fantasy, DFS. I'd put him in line. There's a milli maker this week. I think it's $20 or $25. Pays out $1 million. Keegan Bradley. He got second last week, or fifth last week, got second here last year, and he's a ball striker, and that's what you need at this course. You need somebody, they're narrow fairways, it's a very tough course. You need somebody who's got good control off the tee. And Keegan does pretty good at that. And his second shot is phenomenal, and he's playing good. I'm looking for guys with course history and that are coming in with good form. And when I bet somebody on an outright like Coat Rack, I'll usually clip them for first round leader also. So I'll have 3 or 4 guys, and I'll have 3 or 4 first round leader bets, and I'll have 3 or 4 outright bets, 5-6 units in play. So this week, my guys are Keegan Bradley, Coat Rack, and Adam Hadwin. Hadwin won this in 2017. And I know a lot of people that do golf, that handicap golf, they'll be like, well, that's 2017, blah, 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 blah. One of the biggest mistakes I made when I first started betting golf was not going far enough back on this course history situation. I've seen it. When guys feel good at that course, it's mental. They feel good. They've won there, even if it was 6, 8, 10 years ago. Maybe they like the hotels. Maybe they like, the restaurants. Who knows? But for whatever reason, they just got good vibes. So Hadwin's won there. He's been playing good. You can get him at 70-1, first round leader. I love that. Absolutely love that. Another angle with the first round leader thing, you can win all the money on the first day, on Thursday. You don't have to wait till
we like all the money.
All the money. And you don't have to wait till Sunday. So those are angles that I take. That's pretty much my approach at golf. If you're wanting to build a roll or, pay your mortgage, we do, NBA, college basketball, stuff like that. For golf,
I got some questions about the tournament though this weekend.
What do you want to know, Rex?
Is there a golfer to fade, like just completely, and it kind of comes off the point where would it be smart to fade the guys that did the players and aren't on their normal routine compared to that? Because when you look not to make the cut, there could be someone that just throws this one in, and just from the bad players.
I mean, I seen a stat to where the winner of this tournament usually gets top 10 the week before. And I know the schedule's a little messed up, but I do pay attention to that kind of stuff. I mean, I don't put a ton of weight into it, but, that's kind of stuff that I pay attention to. There was some guys that missed the cut that got there early, so they're going to have a little bit of, be settled in a little more than them guys that are coming in later. But the guys that I got are playing good, and they have had success at that course. So we're going to stick with that. As far as fading the guy, I had Webb Simpson last week. It was a flyer, and I don't think he's ready. He come back from an injury. He hadn't played in a while. I'd fade him. I mean, his
plus
odds
200 not to make the cut for Webb.
Yeah, that's probably. I mean, I like his game. I just don't think he's healthy or ready. He's definitely not in form if he is healthy. So,
yeah, a lot of wouldn't you say too? Like a lot of guys don't take these tournaments. I was reading that because there's so much money involved now in golf that a lot of these guys don't really take these smaller tournaments serious, like the bigger names. So what they'll do is they'll show up here and even if they finish in last place, they're going to make $50 bands, so $50,000, and then the sponsors pay them even more to just show up.
Yeah, so and they're barbecuing and hanging out. It's a whole thing. You know what I mean? It's a whole. They're playing laser tag and all kinds of shit. It's a whole thing. You know what I'm saying?
Laser tag.
I'll tell you what.
He's dead serious.
I'm serious. The golfers, out of all the athletes, the golfers, that's what we should have done. We should have played golf. They travel around all over the world to the nicest places. You don't want to see
me play golf.
No, I'm absolutely horrible at golf. You will not catch me on a golf course at all, unless I'm trying to sell a package to somebody out there.
I can only drive the ball. I can't do the other shit.
That's where deals get done on the golf course. So I'm trying to get it more respectable, but I get that Happy Gilmore sometimes when I just can't control how pissed I get. The golf course is the only place where I get the irrational angry for no reason. Just gotta smoke the cigar and chill.
That's awesome. So I do got one other play for everybody. There's a Corn Ferry Tour. It's a golf tournament this week. They're down in Louisiana. Sneaky
Of
stuff.
course.
Of course there is. Yeah.
The Corn Fair, that sounds Louisiana.
Absolutely. So, anyways, my guy. Now, this is my guy. So, this is a biased pick, but he is the best player in the field. There's absolutely nobody playing in this thing. Peter Uline. He's 28-1. Again, you can shop the number and you can probably get a better number. But I will be riding on that an outright at 28-1, Peter Uline, Corn Ferry. So there you go. Get you some.
Okay.
The Chittimacha, Louisiana Open.
Yeah, I wasn't going to try all that. Congratulations on that. I just stuck with the Corn
I don't
Ferry,
think I said it
Louisiana.
right at all.
Yeah, no, but good for you because I seen it and I was like, yeah, I'll just go with the Corn Ferry Tour. Like,
Yeah, I was just trying to
ain't
say for I know no one's going to
Yeah.
be able to look that up after their book after I saw it, but it's CHITI.
28-1 though, if you throw one unit on it, you throw $1 on it, you win $28. You can go get you a pizza.
But then Korak was your guy that you're backing. Correct?
Yeah, Jason Korak. Yeah, he's the ball striker. He's had some success at that course. And another thing I look for when I'm betting these golfers is win equity. A lot of these guys just don't win tournaments, so I try to avoid them like the plague. I'm looking for guys that can actually win a PGA Tour event, and a lot of these guys can't. They can get 10th, they can get 5th. A lot of them can get 2nd. But to hoist the trophy, it takes a certain somebody. And so Hadwin, Korak, Bradley, they've all won. They're all in good form. They've all had good course history. It fits the mold. You need a veteran here. This is a tough course. You need somebody that's played here. The winds come in from all over every different direction. Last week it was windy. Hadwin did good, and so did Bradley. And now here they come to a course that they've had success at with similar conditions. I mean, it's going to be nicer, the weather. It's not going to be as windy or cold in Tampa this week, but it is going to be, there is some wind variables. And I don't want no kids. I don't want no kids. Like Hovland's favored, and Hovland's coming in hotter than a firecracker. It would not surprise me a bit if he won, but he's 9-1. Like, that's not going to excite me. So
Quick question though. And this is my last golf question. Are golfers athletes?
I mean, yeah, probably more so than like NASCAR drivers, but yeah, I mean, I guess it's a sport, so I guess they're athletes.
Yeah. All right. I
More
just like
than
to
the
get people's
DH?
perspective because we're
More than
football
the
fans.
DH?
Yeah, I mean, they're all athletes, I guess. I imagine they classify them as athletes.
I'd imagine they say he's an athlete.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, the golfers, they're living it up, bro. That's the gig. Like
They're so fucking rich.
they got a lot of money, and they just
Well-
live a good life. Like they don't have no two-a-days and get the pads on, and
They get to fucking walk for a living, bro. Like what
Yeah.
the fuck?
like they play, and like even baseball, you got 5 games a week. You're traveling all around to Detroit and Cleveland and St. Louis. No, bro, these dudes are going to Bermuda, Costa Rica,
You can
Puerto
show up-
Rico. Yeah,
Show up, finish dead last, make $50,000.
yeah. Like this week they're in Tampa. Like come on, just living the life.
Well, we started off the show with the Champions League plays. Then we had the Premier League match between Liverpool and Arsenal. Then we got into Notre Dame versus Indiana. NBA plays. Looks like Joel might be out. So you have the rest of Sosa's plays to target within that aspect, along with bullpens. And then we just wrapped it up with the Valspar Open. Another loaded Wednesday slate. Bullpen, pickcity.com. They can still check out your package there and everything like that, correct?
Yes, sir. Bring your checkbook because it ain't cheap.
Hey, good way to say it. One last time, make sure you like, subscribe, retweet the episode. When you hit the helicopter from Bullpen, make sure to be adding him to let him know that you tailed him on that and got that cash. And lastly, join our bracket. Bullpen's in it. Sosa's in it. I'm in it. We got a bunch of other gamblers from Gambling Twitter out there. Easily the number one and going to be the toughest bracket to win out there in Gambling Twitter. Bring your big boy pants if you want to get in. We out you until tomorrow, 11 a.m.